This is off air.
It will. Go on. Just delay a little.
Okay.
All right. Let me start over. So I'm Jennifer Emberton. I'm with Franklin Simpson Middle School. I teach 6th grade social studies, and I also sponsor several different clubs for the middle school, and one of those clubs being STLP, which stands for Student Technology Leadership Program. And most of you guys are probably familiar with STLP. Just to kind of gauge what type of audience I've got here, so I've got to ask a few questions. How many of you, okay, first of all, how many of you know what STLP is? Like, you know what I'm talking about when I say, okay. So how many of you sponsor an STLP at your school? Wonderful. Okay, how many of you don't sponsor an STLP, but you're really interested in starting some type of student help desk? Maybe? Okay, all right.
Both.
Okay, both, good, okay. How many of you are elementary, middle school, and high school? Okay, how many of you are wanting pre-recorded, and how many of you are wanting live? Pre-recorded?
What's the difference?
Live. Pre-recorded, you will video and edit I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong session, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
I've got two sessions going on. I'm doing help desk. I'm doing WVOU News. So we'll save that for tomorrow, actually. This has been a sneak peek preview of tomorrow's session. At 8 o'clock for the student news, which if you're an STLP, all of you guys better be there. Now that I'm giving you a sneak peek, we're going to talk about the help desk, because it's very time. Ms. Lieutenant apparently needs an afternoon nap. The IT cats. Okay, this came from, and how many of you, okay, high school. I want to say this before I wasn't going to say high school. With high school, with a help desk, you're going to be able to go more in depth with this. So you may have to tweak the forms that I'm going to give you access to. With elementary, I still think this is very possible in elementary school. Some of the students that I had come in over the summer to help my middle school students were in 2nd grade. So it's very to do in elementary school. So everything in between. Okay, I'm going to talk to you how the session is going to go. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did at the beginning to get them going, because obviously I have so many other things that I have going on. I did a lot of the front work, and then I'm going to let these guys talk to you about what they did for our school. So where to start? Some basic things that I would recommend when you're starting a help desk program is just have an email set up just for the club. I have Dropbox on here, but I really suggest using Google Drive, more storage, easy access. YouTube, if you have Google Drive or any type of Google, you automatically shouldn't be signed up for a YouTube or some type of YouTube and have them easily linked. I create a logo. That may seem very minor, but you want to give your help desk an image. You want to give them some type of image out there for the school to identify, hey, this is our help desk, and to kind of give them a place within that school. And identifying missions and goals, these are all things that I did from the start. I started thinking about what is the goal, what is the purpose of this help desk. Then I went into identifying the different roles after I said, okay, this is going to be your mission, and these are the goals of our help desk. What exactly do I want from the students? What do I want them to be doing within this help desk? So we'll go into a little bit more into that. And then their training, their essential training that they had actually during the summer. These kiddos came in for the summer. So let me go down my page just a little bit. For a logo creator, I just put this logo creator on here. I don't think I used this specific one because I know I would not pay $33.99. But I think there's like a free version of this that I used to create that logo that you see. Like that was a logo that I went in and placed each little piece on top of each other, felt the colors and everything that went into it. So that's what I used to create our logo. So I'll put that on there so you can there's a version of it. The next thing that I did was identify the purpose. So in doing that, I thought, okay, what why does the school need a help desk? What is it? What's the help desk? What's the purpose of that help desk going to be? How about the school's mission, and how is that going to work with the help desk program? Then I sent out applications to my STLP kiddos, and I said, who even wants to be in the help desk? I have one that I thought of right away. She's here with me today, and I knew that she would be interested because she's really into techie things and kind of behind the scenes. And so I sent that to several students. Then I sit down and said, okay, what do I want the goals and missions to be? I formed those at the beginning, but it's something you could always take and form later with your kids. And that's something that I need to do. But since this is still new, this is my first year, by the way, no expert at this. We're just now starting this, and that's why the session is called Starting a Help Desk. So I'm just telling you my experiences with this up front. Student meetings and calling parents. I communicated to the parents right up front. I knew that I would want these students going on field trips with me. Like this year, for an example, we went to an elementary school and they did, what did you do? Screen out the mean? What was it over? Cyberbullying or something, cyber digital citizenship. They actually taught a lesson to these younger kids. So I knew that I would have them doing these almost like service learning projects, and I wanted to make sure that their parents were okay with that. The next thing was to actually have the students participate in some type of training day. And this was kind of for me, just to see what their skills were and what maybe that they could do. And we were lucky enough this year to have our computers, which were very, very old, the teachers' computers in the middle school I work in, they needed to be replaced, and we got new computers over the summer. So I called our technology department, and I said, hey, is there any way that my kids can help participate in this? And I did not expect them to say, sure, you know, we'll have them helping deliver this equipment and setting it up. But they were so kind to come in and work with my kids on setting up these teacher computers. So right from the summer, after I did all this front work, I got in contact with them, called the kids in that I knew would be really good for the tech support. They came into school on I think it was Monday, Tuesday. It was in the middle of the week during the summer, and they came into my class first. I'm going to show you the video that I showed them to kind of introduce them, and the parents too. The parents were welcome to sit through this. But it was more of a, this is what I intend to do with Help Desk. This is our purpose. And then someone from our district actually kind of trained them on how to hook things up. The video that I'm going to show you now is from Narrable. It is really cool. It's easy to make. So if you want to make something like this for your guys, then you can. But I'm going to play through this. This also tells you the different job descriptions and their purposes, and probably will be a little bit more in-depth. I recorded that at like probably 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning while I was up. With my little boy. And can I give you guys these? Sorry. Okay. But I recorded it, and he was in the background, and I was so tired, but for the longest time, I think he just had his little nights and days mixed up. So I was going with, I was just trying to go with it. Okay, I can record this, so you can kind of hear me in the background. But that was a whole lot of information. A lot of those titles you're not going to want to give elementary school students. And I have forms that I've actually lowered this down to more like an elementary school level. But that's probably school, and even if you don't want to start out with that much, you don't have to. Some of the things that I'm going to show you today that I actually have on this website or my wiki, you guys can print off and probably get going with it after that. Are there any questions after watching that? Okay. I created all of these forms up front. Before I was a teacher, I worked for nearly 10 years in the technology world, in the real world. I really, my first go around in college was in business management and accounting. I could not have ever even imagined being a teacher. I did a lot with technology. I did a lot with particularly cell phone technology, and I did a lot of troubleshooting. So a lot of this comes from my background before I was a teacher. I knew what I wanted the students to be able to do, but also I knew that they would have to have some type of form to kind of go with it. So I've created these forms that are on here. The first one, let's see, I think these checklists, these 3, I'm not going to click on these. I'll click on one because they're essentially the same. They tell the job title of my tech students, this is what your responsibilities are, and then this is what I want them to do on club day. Because when I have my STLP kids come in, because I have news crew over here, and I have my presenters over here, and I have my SWAT car people over here, they're all doing something different. Thankfully, you guys know what I'm talking about with STLP, and they're all going in different, and they want to go in different directions. This is a checklist that I give them to do. The first thing on this checklist says complete 1 or 2 lessons on ITCAT's training courses at CourseSites.com. And you'll need your notebook because I want them to do like an interactive notebook, and I thought about even, they've got Google access to Google Classroom, and so they kind of create it. Check to see if there are any teacher request forms. You'll get to see a sample of that and fill one of those out today. Create a list of tech tips, and I can let you read all through, but they all have a checklist of things that they should do when they come into my classroom. So that was one of the first things that I created for each job after I gave each student a job. And when I gave them a job, when I said, okay, hey, guess what? You've made it. Congratulations. You will have been assigned to, and then whichever job I gave them, and then I had them, they have to accept or not accept the job, and it talks about us going on field trips, and they have a parent signature on that form because we do so many trips and things. So they've got their jobs, they've got their checklist, and that's what they do every Friday. Now, what we're going to talk to you about is what we did this summer when we very first started training. The guys came in and they took this data sheet. Well, I went around and hooked up all the computers first. And then, of course, are there problems after you hook up hardware? Does it work perfectly right the first time right out? No, it doesn't. So it was great for them to be trained. After that video, we watched that video, they went out and delivered all of these wonderful new computers to these teachers. And they left little notes because they can't install the software. They just hooked up the hardware. These notes, warning, do not use. IT support is still in the process of setting up the software. And then this little note that says, this is, we set up your new computer, we hope you enjoy, and it has our email contact on there. So after these computers got set up and then the software got installed, we started getting emails or just requests from teachers, hey, can you come do this for us? Can you come do this? So this was our way to kind of keep up with it or troubleshoot any issues. So these guys started filling out this customer service data sheet. It has case information, the ITCAT that it was assigned to, customer name, who opened it, who first heard about it? Because they were like, open file, what's that? So I was like, well, who first told? Because sometimes someone's walking out the door and they tell you, hey, we've got this issue. And the kid's like, oh, yeah, okay. But then nothing ever gets done about it. If you're going to pass it off to someone else. Like, I want to know who was first informed about the issue, and then who did you turn it over to, because that happens a lot. And I don't think that's a middle school thing. I think that's maybe even an adult thing. Even in our world, that happens a lot. So I made sure I included that, the date that it was open, and then I put a status on there, because sometimes I don't, if the status isn't on there, I don't know if it was fixed or not. Did you close it out? Is it closed? Is it done? Or is it still open? And that's all it wants. Open or closed. Open means someone still needs to work on it. Closed means that it's not. Due date, resolve date, and what's the priority? Does the teacher need this like ASAP? Like, is her screen not working, or his screen not, her sound's not working, or is it something low, like what will be something that was low on the list? Maybe they wanted an extra mouse for a computer in the back room or something, or in the back a student computer, something low on the list. And then any comments, because there's always something extra you can add. So these are just forms that I created kind of up front. This is the only other thing I did up front, and then I'm going to let the kids talk, because I'm tired, obviously, and I feel like I'm jumbling everything up, and I don't want to confuse you. Up front, basically, I set up our mission goals. I got a group of kids together, told them to come in and do a training. I gave them a video of this is what I'm starting, and then gave them a job to set up computers and a little checklist for every day after that. On Friday, this is what you do afterwards. And on that checklist, the first thing it said was go to course sites and do these courses. Where are these courses? Right? Is that what you're thinking? Ms. Zimmerton went in and I created these courses too. It was really easy. I chose Blackboard because it was very similar to what colleges have, and I like the idea of being, college and career ready. So I chose this course site, and the content I've included in here so you guys can see. I created 5 folders. First one has customer service basics. That's the first thing they go through and they learn. The second one is hardware basics. Then they have a folder over software, a folder over the troubleshooting process, and a folder over how to build a resume. And that's my little writing component that I drew in there. Customer service basics. You click on that folder and it opens up maybe 15. This is how to make eye contact. Being passive versus aggressive type of behavior. How to approach the situation as far as the customers always are. How to make your customers happy. How not to get frustrated. What does it mean to be patient with something? So it's all of those customer service details, because I know I'm sending these students out to represent our program, and these are skills that they need to know when they're working, with people, with the public. Hardware basics is just, you open that and it just goes through the basics of hardware. This breaking it down for the simplest form. These are the parts of the computer. Software, same thing, very basic. And the troubleshooting process, same thing. And then at the end, it's just writing how to build a resume. But those are the classes I set up for them, and they come in and they work on those. Now in a dream world, we have club day every Friday, like on schedule, like we're supposed to in a dream world where there's no snow days and no one's doing any type of star testing and being pulled from the class or anything like that. So it doesn't always happen like that, but that's what we decided to do this year. And that's pretty much what I've done up front. Now that I've rambled on, questions before I turn it over to the kids.
How many students and how did you split them?
Those that were willing, because as much as I love my middle school students, there are some students who are, and I believe in life it's like this, there are some people who are highly qualified, but if you don't have the same want to, if there's nothing behind you pushing you, you can't. So I can teach you, but you've got to be willing to learn. That's how I selected my students. I had the STLP students from last year, and I teach. Here's the good thing too, since I teach 6th grade, I have these students as they come through. So I had a really great group of kids. They're all great, but this group that came through, they were really strong in technology. So I was able to really select, half of my 6th grade team, whatever I wanted. And kids have a way of finding me, even when, when they're not in my class, like they find their way to my class. And I've never seen the kids before, but they will find me. And I really believe the ones that are interested in technology, they've sought me out and said, hey, Mr. McDermott, I'm really interested in this, even though I've never had them in class before. Once it comes down the selection process, it really is, who's willing to do it? Are you willing to learn? Either they have the passion behind it or not. Some do and some don't. Some get in it and they're strong and then burn out. But then there's always someone to say, wow, look at what they're doing to replace them. That's what I found. I hope that answers your question. Yes?
So do they only fix everything on club day then? Or do they go out before or after school, during the school day to fix whatever the issues are?
After school, before school, I've had students doing both. Club day is really just when they come to my classroom and we talk about, what's going on, or they can do the extra stuff, or they can think of projects they can do. When you're implementing a program like this in your school, this is not implemented as of yet in your school. This is just words of encouragement to you. Not everyone's going to utilize what you're offering at first. Be patient and allow it to grow, because once they see the great things that they're doing, you've got to create those opportunities for the kids. Once they see the great things that they're doing and what does this mean for us, then that will allow them to grow. You may not have a school like my school, but my school is one where the reality is kids go home and they have phones, they have tablets, they are on the internet, but in a classroom, no, you don't use technology. What, you want to listen to music? It's only content related. You got to stay on task. And that's, I don't think that that's how some of these kids are wired and programmed. And then sometimes I think you have teachers who mean really well that really want to use technology in their class, but they're so afraid that the kids are going to get on the wrong side, that they don't know how to use technology, that they're almost afraid to let go of that, to let that control go and give it to the kids. So I think you just got to be willing to trust and be able to put the information out there for your kids. Here's the do's and don'ts. Very basic and simple. And like my kids are middle school kids. They're middle school. They probably have seen and know more than I do that's out there on the internet. I'm sure they spend probably more time surfing the internet and YouTube than I do. And there's stuff that I don't even want to think about out there on YouTube. So, and I tell my kids, you've got to learn, parents, if your parents don't put filters on it, you got to learn to filter it out. So I understand where the teachers are concerned, with any type of technology they get kind of, but, that's what you're doing. By bringing programs like this to your school, you're putting that leadership in the students' hands. And you'll start to see that if they're being responsible with technology, the other teachers start to see that. And there's a lot of teachers that don't use technology, but they recognize my kids that are in this program, and they're like, oh, hold on, can you get Allie to the class, because we know that she knows how to operate this Apple TV and it's not working. And those kids will come in, and those kids are there anyway. But it's a matter of just making them accessible to everyone and putting them out there for the school. So you've got to be the one to put them out there for everyone, and you've got to be the one to do the upfront work to organize it. Now, what I've got shared on here, you're more than welcome to take anything that I've got on here, and I'd be more than happy to work with you if you want to, create something, you had an idea, if I can help you in any way to help this. But I've done a lot of the work up front. If you just give them a job, and I said 3 different jobs, but if you call everyone a help desk, technician, and then you just say, here's a trouble ticket form, and then we're going to take these forms, and we're going to place them in the teacher's lounge, and they say, are you having trouble with technology? Do you wish someone would help you find a solution to a computer technology tool problem? Look no more. And then you would have, whatever your help desk is called, and then their description, and then the kids, you just give them one of these basic little forms, their little case information, which is free up here. You just print it out on a little card I gave you. You can scan that. It takes you right to the site, and the kids will go to the classroom, and as long as they fill this out, and I make sure I fill it out, you can come back, and that kind of puts it in their hands, and then that creates a good discussion tool for you. What do you think, Katie, what would you do in this situation? Well, and then that's that learning opportunity. And it's service learning. They're learning to serve others. They're learning to give back to that community. It may just be a school community, but they're learning to give back and help in their community. And we want those effective community members. And technology isn't going anywhere, so we want more of them in our community. Because that's how communities grow.
We're at a high school and are going to be starting that help desk next year. It's actually going to be a course for our students to receive a credit.
Wonderful.
So she's created a course description on that. I would like to get all this information from you so we know where to start.
You probably want that.
We do.
That's the golden,
Yes.
that really is, I worked really hard on that one.
We intended to also get recommendations from our STLP coordinator and the business classes to recommend some students that might be interested in this. That would be good at it because they have those students and they know, you know, and I'm sure they all have different strengths as to what one might be very good at this and something else. And then the application process that we looked at was actually a Google form. We had found a Google form for the student to do. So that was kind of our application, but I did like the paper thing as far as getting it started to let people know.
I have an application, and it's not, now I don't think I have to, I just have the congratulations, I wrote the applications in there. Just make sure I get your email address, and I'll send you what I've got. And I'll have to,
Yes,
Yeah,
when
they're
to
not,
do, when they're
like,
not
didn't take
working on
issues.
something.
Okay, work on that. You know,
oh yes, the customer service at first, my kids were like, because they opened it up, and it's,
Yeah, because high school
pretty
students
intense.
probably need some customer service help. Can you tell when they've completed it with what they're doing here?
you would have to,
So created a different.
I make very simple, that answer so I can tell if the work's done or not. But
Okay.
you can go in and always modify that. But you'll want to for
Google
high school
Classroom.
students. Yeah, that's, and they have a Google Classroom set up, but this was my first year.
Sure.
So I have a Google Classroom set up for them, but I didn't get it set up until halfway through the year. So it wasn't fully ready to go for this time. How much time do I have? Am I good? Oh, I want to give you guys time to talk. Okay, I'm sorry. Does anyone else have any questions? Yes.
How hard was it to implement? Like, how long did it take to get off the ground? And have you ever thought about doing all online tickets?
Yes, that is something we actually have online ticketing. The reason we did this, I have geek out moments where I just get so passionate about something. I'm like, this is a great idea, and then I can't stop working, and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, where did the time go? I have those moments. We put the form online. Actually, one of my students put the form online, and it's probably even way better than what I've created. I don't have that student with me because I have to take turns on who I bring with me, but she put one online. I strongly recommend you go online instead of doing any type of paper format like this. I strongly recommend. Why would you do paper when you could do Google Forms and get the data like that and get email? You can do autocrat and have that thank you email sent right back out to them as soon as they type in, you know, their issue or we're working on it. Have that automatic response. It's a great idea. Yes. Yes.
Just something to add on to that. If you work with technology, well, I'm an asset manager. You work with technology, well, anybody else has a server language. And it's a great online ticketing system that basically it's your form and online.
My service department is taking note of that right now. Taking note of that right now. That is great. And like I said, this is when you're first implementing something, I think you should just be patient with it. Our news, we started last year, it was really slow, but this year, as you can see, it's probably almost all I think about because it's really taken off. And it just slowly, at first, you have that resistance, and then people just start to let go. It's not going away. It's here, and it's wonderful. Okay, before these girls talk, I'm gonna let the girls tell you about. They really want to tell you about what they did this summer, and also what I handed you. I've got freebies, so just stay with me. And I really wanted them to help you fill out one of these, like what I would give to a teacher. So while they talk, I'm gonna pass this out, and I want you to write down something that you've maybe even heard here, like a tech tool you've heard here, or something that you would like to see a tutorial of more about. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this up when I'm going to give you one of my blended learning flip classroom little keychains that has all kinds of toys you can use in your classroom for one of these. So I'm going to kind of trade you out. So you'll get this, and then you've got a ring for what I just handed you. And then I'm going to take this back up, and they're going to try to create this, and it will help them STLP at state. It will help them. So girls, go. I'm sorry. Introduce yourselves first.
Hi, I'm Katie Pilgrim.
I'm Danielle White.
I'm Rainy Griffin. So this summer, we got a call from Miss Emerson saying, hey, would you like to come to our school and hook up computers for us? So we went to the school, and the first thing we did was we went to her classroom, and we watched the same video that you guys watched, and we basically kind of had like a little mini version of how to do this. And then, so after that, we went to one of the teachers' rooms, and our technology technician person, he showed us how to hook up the computers visually. And then so we were assigned teachers, and we went to the library to get the computers and to go to the teachers' rooms and hook them up.
And once we figured it out, we would get the same sticker she shows you later. And we put it on there showing that do not use the computer until it's all ready for you to start.
And once we were done with all of it, we had to fill out the sheets to tell like what we did to set it all up, and if they have further like requests that we need to get to. And we also helped. We came another day, and if some teachers got a hold of Miss Emberton and asked to hook up their student computers for them that are also in their classrooms, and we helped do that because we knew how to hook up the newer ones the previous day.
This is an example of a customer service data sheet that I think, yeah, the one that we fill out. So if you would like to take a look at it and pass it around.
Thank you.
And after you see the example, we'll help you fill out one of the sheets that we have.
I walked around with the horns, but without the pins. So if you need a pin, did you guys finish? You want me to show them the stickers? Yeah, walk around with them. Did you guys, I know you're busy filling that out, but do you have any questions for the girls while you're, while they're here? I mean, hey, this is the source here. They're the ones that walked around, and they can't tell you, I forbid them to tell you about someone losing my phone, but they can tell you about anything else.
Okay, for the students, how far does it for you guys start, like setting up computers and doing help? Like, how much did you actually have to learn in the process, and how much did you actually learn in the process?
It took us about 10 minutes to learn how to hook it all up, and then it took us about an hour to 2 hours to go around to each teacher's room to hook it all up, and we had to unplug the old computers and then hook up the new ones. And it took about an hour and a half to 2 hours to do all that.
Were there some things that you forgot, or that maybe you had to go back and do again, like chords, like VJ chords, or?
Some of us, we forgot, so we had to either ask our other partner or go and find another teacher to help us remember what to do. And because there's different steps that you have to remember to hook it all up the right way to make sure it turns on and everything else.
You know, also, what did you learn in the process?
We learned to hook up and know what a VGA cord is, and how to hook up the internet to each computer to make sure that their internet works. And there's a lot more stuff.
Danielle's probably the most techie person, but this is big for her because normally she's behind a computer and not in front of a bunch of people.
Yes.
So were they pulled out of other classes to help with tech issues? And then if so, how did they make up the work that they missed from being pulled out?
They gave their summers to come in and do this. So this was part of their, like at the very end of summer, they gave up like for a week, maybe. They came in a few days, maybe. They went through and got it knocked out rather quickly because there was a group of them. But I mean, they let's say a week, maybe two. I'm not for sure. I can't remember now. But they came in at the very end part of the summer before the teachers got back kind of into the swing of things. They came in right before that. Did you show them everything? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
One of the things I thought about as far as pulling students out, I'm going to go talk to my technology ed teacher and get in her back pocket. Because if it's an exploratory class, then you might get the students there. Then those students can probably be pulled out and they can do whatever they need to during that hour. Here's a suggestion. That's how I'm going to try to play it.
Well, we're very fortunate because we're a leader in me middle school, so we have what's called leadership time at the very beginning of each day. And during this leadership time, then they've been pretty nice about letting me pull students out because they're acting in leadership roles to do this. If it's content time, I do not pull from content time. The only time I would ever pull from content time is because, first of all, because it's the message that's being sent. But the only time I would ever pull from content time would be if we had some visitors coming to the school where the kids had to do some type of presentation maybe on what they're doing, which that's never even happened. But if it did, then I would be, not for IT guys, for others to have, but that's when I would pull from content time. But other than that, they have related arts for the day, like something that you can pull them out from.
Leader view time, probably that hour, and then that tech-ed class, you have the kids embedded in there, like the class.
Oh yes. If you had any type of extra class or in there, yes, and that would probably be Are there any other questions? Is that one of your main concerns when you're starting these programs? When you guys, is it when to take the kids from class? Is that one of the main concerns? Like, do you guys have, if you can't pull from class, you'll have to do it either before school or after school. I have 4 I have 4 little boys at home, and I do a lot of other things. So I come in most days at between 7 and 7:10 in the morning. And what I'll do is I'll have my kids make it in, right? And then we'll start our day at that time. And a lot of the kids, their parents are okay. They want them in leadership roles. So they're okay with trading them off and dropping them off early. If not, then I'll stay after school. But I have 4 kids. I can't stay after school all day. So I'll stay until 4 almost any day. Sometimes I'll stay until 5 or 6 if we have something major. But at any time, even if it's just 30 minutes, it's a little bit of time. I strongly recommend doing before school. 30 minutes before school gets their day started off in a feeling that I can accomplish something. Look what I'm part of. What do you girls think? What would be a good time? Would you like before school or after school? What do you think?
Before school. I think after school.
Well, I can hear you come back here.
I think before school because some kids have to ride the bus
so they have to ride the bus and they don't have anyone to come pick them up. That's a good point.
I think after school, because you get as much time as you need, and before school you just have like from this time to this time, but after school you have this time to a longer period of time.
I'm gonna pass you around the sheet that says what we stuck on the computers to say that we've already programmed it, and for you the don't. So it's fully ready.
So what do you plan for this? Last summer, we had an influx of new computers, so we're changing out the old computers, we're putting new ones in.
You guys just took care of my
Are you looking at maybe off tech department re-image computers, or I mean, what level of skills, if you will?
I think you guys just took care of my plans, because what I would really like is everything you wrote down on this list. Oh, did I leave that? What you guys just wrote down, it's perfect timing here. What you guys just wrote down, I'm going to have these kids go in and create tutorials on how to use this. Always looking for something to expand, to grow. Also, when subs come into your building, how many of you have subs in your building? I mean, every one of us. So how many times does a sub come into your building and it's a new sub and they're like, how do you turn on the smart board? How do you turn on the projector? Or what I exited out of that, screenshot that the teacher had up, or the PowerPoint, and how do I get it pulled back up? Sub tutorials will be another great recommendation or idea for them to do. What I can do is I'll try to come up with a list and I'll add it to that wiki on ideas of things for them to do, because I've already been brainstorming that. Like, those go-to lists, like what's something for them to do. I have it for my PSA students, but I don't have it for the IT kids yet. That's a good idea to add that. But this is what they're going to do next. What you guys suggested here, I really want to see them going, oh, that's cute, okay. Okay, but any apps or anything that's on here, we're going to go in and try to create some type of tutorial step by step. Because that's part of being a technician. You got to learn to break it down piece by piece. Either you're doing it physically or you're having to break down that process and explain it. And if you can teach it to someone else, you're going to learn it a whole lot better. And you guys are going to forget 90% of what I've said today. So on the little card, the first card that I gave you, and I know you two ladies are these. On this card, the first card that I gave you, these. Oh, thank you. Okay. On this card, if you will scan this, it will take you back to that presentation, that wiki space that I created. So when you forget 90% of this, then you can go back and look it up. And watch that interval again, because sometimes I watch it and I was like, did I really make that? Okay. Where are we going to be at tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.? No, STLP,
I wouldn't hear
this room, we're going to do a news. Look what I gave you preview.
I came in late.
I just started doing my presentation for tomorrow. Oh, 8:30. Tomorrow morning, and we're actually interviewing people to show for a new show. We're going to show tomorrow. They're making a new show while they're here. So if you're interested in that, just let us know. We'll put you on the news. Any other questions? Yes.
Can I just make a plug? Because I think you have a fabulous session.
Thank you.
I work with Indiana, kind of like STLP. Ours is different, but I also am a Google certified teacher, and 4 of us are going to present on this kind of idea. Although we don't get to teach our kids, so we won't be nearly as fun. But we are starting a Google Plus community for advisors. So I know you guys have STLP. We have our little group is from Canada, California, New Jersey, and Indiana. And then I'm really a Kentucky educator, but I live in an area where we don't get text. So, needless to say, I would love to invite all of you. I tweeted out a link to a Google